We are now just under 5 months away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really great about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to be filled with emotional sequences as well as action-packed scenes in this movie by J.J., George Lucas, Chris Terrio, etc., and that the ending of Episode 9 is said to be based off of one of the hit animated movies that belongs to Disney from the 1990s, and a lot of people are trying to figure out exactly what is going on here with Kylo Ren's endgame and Rey's path within the third act of Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the actual set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intense for the character of Kylo Ren. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's described that one of the scenes that were shot during the month of January of 2019 over in Cardington involved a scene where both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley were on set. The scene was described to be very emotional between Rey and Kylo as characters, where one of the scenes was said to involve Rey holding Kylo Ren in her arms and brushing her hand through his hair blowing in the wind, with crashing waves in the background. It's described that one of the makeup artists added of what appeared to be a saber wound to Kylo Ren's abdominal area, where one of the scenes also involved Kylo whispering dialogue to Rey, while his hand was grazing Rey's cheek, where she was beginning to get very teary-eyed. Now, the set that they were on was said to be maneuvered in a way as if it was sinking into the water and to the ocean as Rey and Kylo exchanged this emotional moment with each other. Lastly, it's said that the set also involved the Falcon, where Rey was said to be dragging Kylo Ren on board, creating a parallel to what Luke did with Vader at the very end of Episode 6. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because these by far are the biggest hints and or indicators of Kylo Ren dying in Episode 9. Now, a lot of fans have been wondering exactly what is going to happen between Rey, Kylo Ren, and of course Palpatine/Darth Sidious. Now, this scenario is basically throwing us a huge hint here that Palpatine and or, somebody else related like the Dark Acolyte is going to kill Kylo Ren in some way, shape, or form. Now, this may very well line directly up with the other leaks that we went over, where Kylo Ren gets overtaken by the spirit of Sidious and begs Rey to actually kill him by using his lightsaber to stab him through his abdominal area. Now, the one thing about this, though, is that this whole entire set is said to be maneuvered in a way as if it was sinking into the ocean, into the middle of the ocean. Now, this most likely is a scene in which both Rey and Kylo Ren are on top of the wreckage of the Death Star 2, in the middle of that ocean on that unknown world, or wherever it really is. And as it's sinking, this is where dialogue is being exchanged between both Rey and Kylo Ren, where the Falcon was said to be actually involved on set for this actual scene within the film itself. Now, what I like about this is that this not only seems like a very emotional moment, but it also seems like that this is going to be very similar to what we saw with Return of the Jedi, except doing things a little bit more, I guess you could say, in reverse and different. In this scenario, we have the Millennium Falcon, where we're actually going to see Rey dragging Kylo Ren onto the actual Falcon itself, where Chewbacca is said to be on board, pretty much lifting them off of this sinking piece of wreckage into the middle of the ocean. So, like I've said before in the past, this is a very interesting moment because we do have a scene that takes place after their flash fights, and most likely after the fight and duel with Darth Sidious/Palpatine. Now, one of the makeup artists was actually said to add a lightsaber wound to Adam Driver's abdominal area, portraying the character of Kylo Ren, in order to really, give us an idea of what's really going on here. It most definitely does align directly up with that other leak that we went over a couple of months ago, about the spirit of Sidious pretty much corrupting Kylo Ren's body, where Kylo Ren then beckons Rey to kill him. So, with that being said, do I really think that Kylo Ren as an actual person is going to die, like the actual person? Not necessarily. I think that Kylo Ren is going to die and come back as Ben Solo once again, coming back as a good man. Again, in case you guys did not know and missed this, is that resurrection is going to be involved in a major way for one legacy character and for one sequel trilogy character in Episode 9 within the third act of this movie. So, without a doubt, the sequel trilogy character has got to be Kylo Ren in my eyes. It's really gonna give us the death of Kylo Ren, figuratively speaking, I guess you could say, where, you know, his persona will die, right? And then he will come back as a good man once again, as Ben Solo, that we never really got to see. We only got a couple of glimpses of Ben Solo, quote-unquote, as an actual good man. Briefly, just very briefly, in the flashbacks of course, The Last Jedi, and that was about it. Only when he was sleeping. So that was all, you know, pretty much the only shots, I guess you could say, that we got of a light side version of Ben Solo / Kylo. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.